What's up, guys, and welcome to lesson 6.2 unit rates. Let's do it. So what is a unit rate? A unit rate is just basically the per unit price or rate or whatever it may be. So for example, if we bought 20 shirts for $20, the unit rate of the price, basically the unit price, will be each shirt costs $1, right? 20 shirts for $20 total. That means is basically we got $1 per shirt. If we bought 20 shirts for $40, that means the unit price for one shirt would be $2, right? 2, 4, 6, 8, and then 20 shirts would add up to $40. So that's how we basically calculate this stuff. We basically take this total amount, 400 meters. We want 400 meters in 58 seconds. So the unit rate is per second. So we know 58 seconds gives us 400 meters. We want to know, well, how far do we travel in 1 second? All you do is we do a little division problem. We take 400, okay, I don't have a lot of room, do my best. 400 divided by 58, and we will get the unit rate. We will figure out for 1 second how far are we going. So how many times does 58 go into 40? Doesn't go in. How many times does it go into 400? It's not 8, that'd be too big. It's not 7, it's going to be 6. 6 times that is 348. Right. Again, you can multiply this out on paper. I just prefer to do this stuff in my head because I've had a lot of practice, but however you would like to do it is fine. So then we've got 52. All right, now what do? Let's make it a little more accurate, at least one more decimal. Let's bring down one more zero. How many times does 58 go into 520? It goes in, I believe, let's see, 9 times would be 45 plus 72. No, it's too big. 8 times, so 6.8. And this is pretty close because that would be 464. All right, and I think this is a pretty good place to stop. So let's say we've got, it's 6.8 meters per 1 second or per second. Right there, that is our unit rate. All right, now let's go on to number 18. It says building A has 7,500 square feet of office space for 320 employees. Building B has 9,500 square feet. Let's underline all this stuff here. For 370 employees. Which building has more square feet of space per employee? Again, we need to find the unit rate, square foot per one employee. Same operation. We take 75, so we got to do it for both of these and then compare. 7,500 divided by, what is that? How many employees? 320. Well, it's going to be a little tight fit, but we'll do our best. How many times does 320 go into 750? Twice. That is 640. Right? We do the subtraction. This gives us 110. Bring down a 0 here. How many times does 320 go into 1100? It goes in 3 times. That is 960. Okay. Let's stop here because I know this is going to be enough to make to differentiate. Now we could go on into decimals and say, yeah, this is 140, bring down another 0, but I guarantee you this will be enough. Now let's compare it to this guy, 9,500 divided by 370. So 9,500 divided by 370. How many times does 370 go into 950? Again, it is 3 times. So actually, no, sorry, it's less than 3 times. Excuse me, again, it's 2 times. 2 times this is 740. Let's do our subtraction. This ends up becoming 210. Bring down one more 0. How many times does 370 go into 2100? 7 would be too big. 6 would be 18 plus 42. That's also too big. So it's going to be 5. 5 times 3 is 15 plus 350 is 1850. Again, you can multiply this out if you want to. Just happen to like doing it this way. And then 2100 minus 1850, that would be 350. Sorry, 250. But doesn't matter. We can stop right here. Notice, this is already, without going into the decimals, this one is for building B is 25. This one is 23. So 23 square feet per person. This one is 25 square feet per person. Therefore, building B has more square feet per employee. Let's finish with number 22. A gallon of milk sells for $3.18 and a quart of milk sells for 76 cents. Which item has the better unit price? And they want us to use two different methods. So there are two ways we can do this. We can consider a quart to be the unit, or we can make a gallon be the unit. Both are correct, and you'll see why. So first, let's turn this quart into a gallon. So how many quarts are in a gallon? There are 4. So if we take 0.76, right, and we multiply this by 4, because we got 4 quarts to be a gallon, then we can just compare our gallon price for this guy against this and see which one is cheaper. 4 times 6 is 24, carry the 2. 28 plus 2 is 30, 2 decimal points. $3.04. Already we can see that in this case, this guy is cheaper, right? When we ramp it up to a gallon price, the quart is actually cheaper. Now really we can do this the other way. We can turn $3.18 into a price for quarts. And we'll see if it's more expensive. It should be more expensive than 76 cents per gallon. How do we do that? There are 4 quarts in a gallon, so we take $3.18 and we divide it by 4. How many times does 4 go into 31? 7 times. 28. 31 minus 28 is 3. Bring down the 8. How many times does 4 go into 38? 9 times. 36. Now we don't even need to go any further. You can see this is 79. This is 76. Once again, 76 has the better unit price, meaning it's cheaper, and done.